Hello everyone. So today we will learn about chapter 1, an introduction to economics. So it is a 11th class chapter in the statistics book. So the first thing we will learn in this chapter is what is economics, and let me tell you that this economics is not very old and has been traced some years back only in 1776 by Adam Smith. So, in his book, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth and Nations, the economics was first released. And so, first of all, learn what is economics. So, economics has been derived from two Greek words. Yes, so the oikos and Nimin. Oikos means a house and Nimin means to manage. Thus, it is not. So if we combine them, it is house management. So it is household management. And earlier it is used to be called as political economy, but now it is known as economics. Now we will learn about meaning of economics. Since various definitions have been developed uh, from 1776 till now, there are mainly four types of definition: wealth definition, welfare definition, scarcity definition, and growth oriented definition. So first of all, we will learn about wealth definition. So according to Adam Smith, economics is the science of wealth. Now, as per the Adam Smith, economics is the science of wealth. Now, in here, wealth means money. Now you will be asking money, but how we don't use it and how money is like wealth. So you might so here money doesn't satisfy our wants. So here money refers to the material goods. Yes, here money refers to the material goods. Example, refrigerator, air conditioner, an old pen, book, pencil, all those things as per Adam Smith are wealth or a money. So material goods here refers to the money, but yeah, so wealth refers to satisfy human wants. As I've already told that wealth here refers to the goods which satisfy human wants. Adam Smith was of the view that the economics is concerned with problems. Now, every economy, as per Adam Smith, every economy has two main problems of how to get the wealth and how to use the wealth. Because if someone has wealth and not using it, then it is a waste of resources. So, as per Adam Smith, there is a problem of how to get wealth and how to use it. So, he was mainly interested in how the wealth of all the nations could be increased and how the benefit of them, so that there is no irregular use or no expensive use, such bad use of the wealth, so material goods. So he wanted that how can this wealth of all the nations would be increased. Now we will learn about welfare definition. So first of all, a welfare definition was given by Sir Alfred Marshall. It is a main to learn all the definitions. Economist, it might be asked in the question paper, so be ready for that. So, as per him, economics is a study of a man in the ordinary business of life. It inquires how he gets his income and how he uses it. Now, his focus is also on how he uses it. Whereas in the Adam Smith, we are just like how to get the wealth, increasing the wealth. But here, how he uses it, because it is study of a part of a study of a man, how this man lifestyle made him to use the thing. He wanted to promote the material welfare, means ह्यूमन वेलफेयर, मीन्स कि आपका वेलफेयर भी होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं कि आपने एक्स्ट्रा प्रोडक्ट्स यूज़ कर लिए उसमें वेलफेयर नहीं हो, तो उसमें एक वेलफेयर भी होना चाहिए. तो इसलिए उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, सिर्फ एक ऑब्जेक्ट है वो मटेरियल वेलफेयर, सिर्फ आपको दिखावा वेलफेयर ना दे, आपको अंदर से संतुष्टि भी होनी चाहिए. So his main emphasis from wealth to welfare. So his main concern was welfare. Now we will learn about scarcity definition of economics, which was given by Professor Lionel Robbins. So, according to him, economics is the science which studies human behavior as the relationship between and scarce means which have alternative uses. So, as per Professor Lionel Robbins, it is a relationship between and scarce means. It tells about the scarce resources, how to use those scarce resources which have alternative uses. Example, if I take a petrol or diesel, it can be used in the car, and similarly it is also used in various industries like petroleum jelly, and various other products are also formed. So every product has other so many uses, like a mobile, like no mobile, take any raw material, wood is not only used in furniture, matchsticks, but various other things are also made of wood, like paper, etc., etc. Many things are made of simple raw material. So there are alternative uses of the natural resources we have. So we will learn about the fundamental characteristics on which the scarcity definition has been formed. So there are three keywords. So yeah, scarce, an alternative, between ends means are unlimited wants. So man has unlimited wants or ends, that is, they can never be fully fulfilled. Example, if I eat now ice cream, then it might happen that I next time I want like chocolate or some more ice cream. So these are unlimited. We can't fulfill all the wants. As soon as a want is satisfied, a new want emerges. The second point is scarcity of resources. Now, first we will learn what is scarcity. Scarcity refers to the limitation of supply in relation to demand. Means I want 10 ice creams, but actually in the market there are only 5 ice creams. So there is scarcity, and scarcity applies to all individuals, organization. No country is there which is not scarce of resources. Even organization are scarce of resources, funds, human resource, many things there. So we all are in the scarcity. The third point, the most important, alternative uses. As I've already told, that the natural resources that a country had can be put to various uses, and they can be put to various uses and can anytime for various purposes. So according to Robbins, these fundamental characteristics are found everywhere, in all countries and at all times. Economics deals with how the scarce resources of society would be allocated to satisfaction of different wants. So economics deals how we can utilize those scarce resources to satisfy the human wants. So according to Robbins, scarcity is root of all economic problems. Scarcity is pervasive and is a fact of economic life. It is a fact. Or there would be no problem in the economy if there is no scarcity. But since there is a scarcity, there is a lot of economic problems in the countries, organizations, and various others. And this can be understood with a simple example, like there is a long queues at the railway reservation counters, crowded buses, trains, increasing prices of petrol, vegetable or pulses. These are all because of scarcity. So we study economics, that's why only, to use those scarce resources as per our wants and satisfy them ourselves also, and not harm our natural environment. Now we will learn about growth oriented definition, which was the best definition and the most important definition, which was given by Professor Samuelson. So according to him, economics is study of how man and society choose with or without use of money to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in future among various people and groups of society. So it covers that scarcity definition too, and it covers the welfare also by distributing all those resources to and since we are using money and how to use that, so it covers wealth definitions. So it is a mixture of all the three above definition. Let me repeat it again. Economics is the study of how man and society choose with or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in future among various people and groups of society. So Samuelson definition tells us that economics is a social science and it is mainly concerned with the way how society employs its limited resources for alternative uses. So it is a modified version of scarcity definition. And Samuelson definition is considered to be the most appropriate and satisfactory because it not only includes the earlier definition but also take the economic growth and social welfare. So on those three definitions that we have learned and social welfare, growth, all these things have been covered in this definition. So now you might be asking, so what is the proper definition? So the proper definition goes is economics is a social science which deals with the study of man behavior in the society in the process of consumption, production, exchange and distribution of goods with the help of given resources. So it covers all the things. Let me repeat it again. Economics is a social science which deals with the study of man, human behavior in the society in the process of consumption, production, exchange and distribution of goods and services with the help of given resources. Now we will, so this is a sum up definition of economics. We have learned 4 types: wealth definition, welfare definition, scarcity definition, growth oriented definition, the main part of this chapter. Now small topic, human activity. So all human are engaged in some activity or another to satisfy their basic need of living. So for example, farmers, workers, professionals. And then again, human activities are broadly classified into 2: economic activities and non-economic activities. As per the name suggests, economic activities refer to those activities undertaken to earn a living. It concerned with the production, distribution of goods and services. And economic activities, example, shopkeeper selling a good, doctor attending to patients, etc. So every economy has 3 main economic activities: consumption, production and distribution. Consumption, which deals with the use of goods and services. Production refers to produce goods and services for the generation of income and satisfying human wants. It helps to convert raw material into finished product. And these are the main 4 factors: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Distribution is that which studies how income is generated, is distributed. So it mainly considers how the income is distributed among the factors of production, means land, labor, capital in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. Now we will learn about non-economic activities. Non-economic activities refers to, they are not concerned with creation of money, wealth, etc. In non-economic activity, there is no expectation of any kind of monetary reward. Yeah, so monetary reward. Here it is a key point. Monetary means no money, and it is not related to any money thing. So it is not related to no monetary things. It they are mainly done because of love, sympathy, sentiments, patriotism, etc. And some examples, main examples are charitable activities like blood donation camp, social activities like get together, political activities, political parties, religious praying to God. So let me tell you some important terms. Consumer. So consumer is the one who consumes goods. Producer is the one who produces goods for the generation of income. Public finance. Due to increase in the role of government, public economics has now emerged as a separate branch of study. Public finance is the most important topic of public economics, which deals with economics of government. It studies mainly about the income and expenditure of the government. Since public expenditure and public incomes are now main part, so a new topic has come of a public economics, which that's main topic is public finance. And I think so we have covered the full chapter of our introduction. Hope you like my video, and sure we will meet again. Thank you. Bye.